Welcome to another one of my kinematics videos. In my last video, we answered question number 1. What is the max height of a ball thrown up from a building? And in this video, we're going to answer question number 2. How long is it going to take till the ball reaches its maximum height? And the only information that we are given is that the ball is thrown up from the top of a building with an initial velocity of 30 meters per second. But before we get started with this video, let me introduce myself. My name is Chris. I'm here to help you with all of your math and your physics needs. And I just want to let you know that I do offer homework solutions. So send me pictures of all of your homework problems to homeworksolutions@mathmeeting.com. Once again, send pictures to this email, homeworksolutions@mathmeeting.com, and I will get back to you immediately with a quote. And I also offer live tutoring as well. So if you're interested in live tutoring, send me an email to livetutoring@mathmeeting.com and we can set something up right away. But let's not waste any more time and let's get started right away with this example. So here in this example, we need to answer question number 2. We need to find out how long it's going to take till the ball reaches its maximum height. And once again, we're going to use the same principles of kinematics that we use for all of our other problems. We're going to use these formulas over here on the left-hand side of the screen. And notice how these formulas have 4 unknowns in every single formula. And we are given 3 of these unknowns for every problem, and we need to solve for the 4th. Okay, so we're going to use the same principle to find out how long it's going to take for this ball to reach the maximum height. So let's see what is given to us. It says that a ball is thrown up from the building with an initial velocity of 30 meters per second. So this person is going to throw this ball with an initial velocity of 30 meters per second. And I'm going to write all of this information below just to keep it a little bit more organized. So we know that the initial velocity of the ball being thrown up is equal to 30 meters per second. So what else is given to us in this problem? Okay, well, we know that the acceleration of this ball is the acceleration due to gravity. We have this force of gravity pushing down on the ball, and the acceleration due to gravity we know is negative 9.81 meters per second squared, but I round it to 10. So the acceleration due to gravity is equal to negative 10 meters per second squared. Okay, and the reason why it's negative is because it's going the opposite way of the velocity, of the initial velocity. The initial velocity was positive going up, so that means that anything going down has to be negative. All right, so we know that the acceleration, which is the acceleration due to gravity, is equal to negative 10 meters per second squared. All right, and what else is given to us? Well, we know that we're trying to find how long it's going to take till the ball reaches its maximum height. So let me draw this picture for you. We know that at the maximum height, let's say this person's throwing the ball up and then it comes back down. We know that at the maximum height that the ball is neither going up nor going down. So the vertical velocity is actually equal to 0 because it's not going up or going down. So the final velocity, or the velocity right at the maximum height, is going to be equal to 0 meters per second. Once again, because the ball is not going up or down. All right, so now notice how we have 3 unknowns. So now we have everything we need to use our formula. Okay, so let's first, before we figure out which formula we're going to use, what are we trying to find? We're trying to find time because we're finding how long it's going to take to reach the maximum height. So what we're looking for is time. So time, t, is what we are looking for. So I'll put a little question mark. So now we can use all this information to figure out which formula we're going to use. We have initial velocity, acceleration, final velocity, and time. Okay, and notice how this formula, this first formula, has all of those unknowns. We have final velocity, initial velocity, acceleration, and time. So we're going to use this first formula to find t, or to find time. All right, so I'm going to rewrite this formula in terms of t, since we are solving for t. All right, so if we rewrite this formula in terms of t, t is equal to our final velocity minus our initial velocity, all divided by our acceleration. All right, so now at this point, the only thing we need to do is plug everything into our formula and solve for t. So let's start with our final velocity. Our final velocity we know is equal to 0 meters per second. So I'm going to erase our final velocity and plug in a 0, since we know our final velocity is equal to 0. And I'm going to do the same thing with our initial velocity. We know that our initial velocity is equal to 30 meters per second. So I'm going to erase our initial velocity and replace it with a 30. And I'm going to do the same thing with our acceleration a. We know that our acceleration is equal to negative 10 meters per second squared. So I'm going to erase our a and replace it with a negative 10. All right, so we know that our time t is equal to 0 minus 30, which is negative 30, all over negative 10. Negative 30 over negative 10 is equal to positive 3. So the time is equal to positive 3, and our units are in seconds, so 3 seconds. All right, so what does this mean? This means that if this person throws the ball upwards at a velocity of 30 meters per second, and then it reaches a maximum height and then starts coming down, it's going to take 3 seconds for that ball to reach its maximum height. And we know that this distance from our last video is also equal to 45 meters. So it takes 3 seconds for the ball to reach a height of 45 meters before it starts coming down. So I hope this video gave you a better understanding on kinematics. In my next video, we're going to answer question number 3. How tall is the building if the final velocity before impact is 90 meters per second? So check that out if you want. Don't forget, I do offer homework solutions. Send me pictures to homeworksolutions@mathmeeting.com if you are interested. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.